In this clip, we're going to listen to President of the TriMet Board, Bruce Warner, who I've talked about in the past. Very skilled board president, very dangerous because of his skill and ability to manipulate the people around him. He's basically McFarland's mouthpiece. And if you've watched any of the stuff that's happened since he's been there, Warner has kind of taken the role of spokesman for TriMet almost ahead of Neil. I mean, he's become the front guard of Neil McFarland, and very effective speaker, very effective politician. It's a man who spent his whole life as a technocrat, lives on a $10,000 a month. That's more than I get for my pension in a whole year. He gets $10,000 a month PERS pension, and he's going to talk here about the perception problem of crime on transit, and then Sapporta is going to give an answer which is somewhat interesting, and we'll talk about that when we're done with the clip.
Good. Thank you for the report, Harry. I guess the question I have is again about people's perception of safety, and do we have any information really that what drives people's perception of safety? What are the issues that are most important to them? I mean, I look at our system, I look at the cameras we have up. If there is any place you don't want to commit a crime, it's on one of our trains, buses, or at our transit stations, or in most all of our parking rides, because they're monitored.
Yes.
And so I'm curious, what are the things that we can do, or what are the areas that we need to talk about to deal with some of the perception issues? Because I look at the numbers, and the numbers are low, but still there's perceptions out there and concerns by people. So what are those concerns, or what are those issues that we really need to focus on to help them?
One issue is there are times when they see behavior that is inappropriate on the bus or the train, and it just makes them feel uncomfortable. So we try to increase the presence on the system to give people a sense of security. It's difficult to be everywhere all the time. So that's why we're trying to come up with new tactics to address these issues. One of those tactics is we've been using plainclothes missions in the past, but we've been in contact with other transit agencies to see how they use plainclothes, and we've changed our tactic as to how we deploy those and use them. And I think we're beginning to see a positive change in that behavior. It's not a "I'm going to get you." That's not what we're trying to do. But what we do want to do is let people know that we are vigilant, and we're watching, and we will take the appropriate measures to help ensure there's security and safety.
That was another profound statement by Harry. This is the second one we've gotten in this tip, because what he just said is they're changing the way they deploy the undercover police. And I hope what he means by that is he's not going to waste police on stupid fare checking. I mean, that's ridiculous to waste undercover police for the mundane task of checking people's fares. It's just a waste of police power there. Undercover police should be there to watch for real criminal activity. Somebody selling dope, for example. Although I'm not in favor of the drug laws, by the way. I think the drug laws are very medieval. But criminal activity, thieves, people scoping out, that kind of activity, real illegal activity, watching what's happening on the trains. Using them for a fare inspection seems like a complete waste. Furthermore, it seems simple to me what to do here, and I'm not sure what the resistance is to having the inspectors and the police on the trains and the buses. I mean, why aren't they riding? They're always camped out at random transit centers to conduct these ridiculous fare inspections. I know you got to have some way to enforce the fares, but it looks like they're paddling upstream with this one. But they need to be on the system, riding this, not just camped out at a transit center for a couple hours and then boarding the train to see if you have a ticket. They need to be on the trains, because the trains are going to go through the system. They're going to go through, they're going to see the stations as they go by. They can patrol the system by being on the system. And I'm not sure what the resistance is. I mean, occasionally you'll see a police get on and ride up a couple of stations. I saw they had an actual fair dog sweep where they didn't hold up the train. They went on the train and went down. That's the way they need to start doing it. That's all you really have to do. Get these people on the system. Have these supervisors riding. Just get them on a 72 bus, you know, 4 bus. Have them riding the system. They're having them in their cars. They're having them at stations. That's not security. If you want people to feel safe, get a presence on the system. It's just that simple.